You need to do these things now if you want to start a YouTube channel in 2024. So I'm guessing you've been thinking about joining the creator community. Well, 2024, I would say, is the best time to launch your YouTube channel. But before you hit record, you need to do these things right now. So stay tuned because we're about to unlock your channel's growth potential. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And don't forget, I do have an online publication called Confessions of a Creative, which covers several different topics like health, beauty, entrepreneurship, business growth, style, culture, a bit of everything. Everything's written by me, and I think you guys are going to love it. So head over to my description where you can find the link. Find your niche and your voice. You need to think about your YouTube niche as being almost like your YouTube address. So what do you like doing? Is it makeup? Is it fashion? Is it DIY hacks? Is it cooking? Figure out what it is, but don't box yourself in so that you're so tightly stuck in this little kind of room of only being able to do that one type of thing that you're unable to kind of diversify. I have heard of so many YouTubers becoming so bored of their journey because they're just stuck doing this one thing and they didn't branch out into other things. So for example, I cover makeup in my other channel and kind of entrepreneurship in this channel. Now, how I've managed to actually make sure that I don't stay bored within that category is with makeup. I cover anything to do with makeup. So it could be absolutely anything. I'm not doing tutorials day in, day out. They're how-to videos. They're solving a problem for people. I'm reading my viewers' comments to make sure that I'm actually addressing their issues. So rather than me having this strict list of things that I want to cover on my channel, I'm actually listening to them and just kind of like sometimes stepping a little bit out. Like, so for example, it's not always makeup. Sometimes it's skincare. Sometimes I'm actually going to Sephora and showing them how I shop. So there's so many things that you can do within that niche category. And on this channel over here, I cover entrepreneurship, but there's actually so much more that I do. I talk about how to be more productive when it comes to your business. I talk about how to stay motivated. All these things are good for mental health as well as kind of self-care that all kind of play a pivotal role in your business approach. So as much as I'm talking about other things on this channel, like how to start your YouTube channel, how to put together a viral reel on Instagram, all of these things still are classed under the entrepreneurship ban. So it could be someone who's actually got their own business, but they're doing content creation, or it could be someone who's got their business and it's got nothing to do with content creation. So they still want to learn how to be productive. So there are always so many things that you can add into it while still staying under that umbrella of your niche. Think about what it is that gets you going. What is it that makes you feel really passionate? What can you go on for hours talking about? The key is to really find that thing that makes you super excited. It could be something that you think people don't want to know about, but trust me, there are always people out there wanting to learn about what it is that you know. Don't forget that your viewers are going to connect with your energy before they connect with your topic. That's what they're going to see coming through first. And if they like what they're seeing, then they're going to carry on listening. And the thing is, you're only going to have that energy if you really, really love what you're talking about. Finding your niche for your YouTube channel is such a vital role in ensuring that your YouTube channel is successful and sustainable. Once you've figured out what your niche is, do a little bit of research. Go onto YouTube and find out who else is covering that same topic. Analyze these channels, figure out what it is that makes them stand out. Maybe your information, the knowledge that you have is actually better than what they're giving, but what is it that makes people stick around and listen to their videos? And this is where I spoke about people connecting with your energy before they connect with your topic. So it could be that you've got all the right tools, but you just need to work on your presence in front of the camera. And in case that is the issue, then you can head over and check out in my playlist. I have a video talking about how to be more confident on camera. So maybe that will help you out. Plan like a pro. You don't want to wing it here. So make sure you create a schedule for your filming, your budget for your equipment, the tools that you're going to be using for your editing, just generally mapping out the whole video. Even though YouTube has become probably one of the most powerful platforms when it comes to people, content creators sharing their knowledge, behind every single YouTube video that you see is careful planning. Whether you're a beginner or whether you are an experienced YouTuber, having a solid plan about the video can actually make the world of difference when it comes to the success of your video. So try and define what your audience is going to be. Who are you going to be catering for? So after you've figured out the niche of your channel, what kind of people are going to want to watch that? You also need to brainstorm video ideas. So what kind of videos can you actually create that you feel that audience are going to love? You've always got to be thinking about the audience in the back of your mind. Don't just think about creating videos and oh, someone will watch it. You have to envision this audience. Over time, that audience is going to become real. So when you're thinking of the videos, think of your audience too. Then you want to think about putting your video structure together. So how is your video going to flow? How are you going to start your video? With an intro, because that first section is really important, because that first, like, I would say it's become less and less. It used to be 30 seconds at the beginning. Now I feel like it could be even like 10 seconds, not even 30 seconds. That is the most important part of your video, because that is what's going to tell the person watching whether they should continue watching. So what is it you're going to say within those first 10 minutes, and how are you going to say it to keep that person locked in and ready to get comfortable and watch the rest of your video? Then you've got to figure out whether you want to add a call to action, and that usually is, do you want to subscribe to my channel? If you wouldn't mind, hit a like because it would really help me out. Anything like that to really get your channel kind of started at the beginning. You may probably end up scrapping that a bit later on. You might not need to kind of add that in, but at the beginning I do feel that it's always helpful. And then follow through with the rest of your video. Like, what is the content going to be? Can you break down whatever you're talking about into kind of bite-sized chunks and just talk about those individual bite-sized chunks, and then finish it off with an outro? Just remember that consistency is key. You need to build a video, build the whole channel together so that your viewers can really rely on you when it comes to you publishing videos. So they know that every Tuesday, for example, you're going to release a video. So keep them tied in, promise them something, but the most important thing is only promise it if you are ready to fulfill that promise and you can commit. Gear up, but be clever about it. So starting a YouTube channel is exciting, but it can also be really overwhelming. Like, where do you even start? What do I even need to create this video, this channel? Like, am I going to need so many expensive lights? Do I need a full setup? How do I even know what tripod is the best? What camera is the best? Do I want to spend that much money at the beginning? Is it going to be a success? Am I going to be able to pay off the investment initially? Ultimately, you want some cost-effective ways to really start your channel off and get the right gear so that you can get started on the right foot. When you're starting out, I would say it's really important to focus on the essentials that you need to get the best quality that you could possibly get at the beginning. I would say that there are 3 key elements that you need to prioritize when it comes to your filming gear: lighting, camera, and audio. Those 3 things, if prioritized, could actually help your channel grow quicker. So make sure you do prioritize those things. If I could change anything about when I first started, I would say those are the 3 things I wish I really put full focus on right at the beginning. Although I invested in my gear later on when I started growing as a channel, when I monetized my channel, I would say though I just wish I knew. I didn't really know much about it. I'd never had a YouTube channel before. I didn't know anyone who had a YouTube channel, so I couldn't ask anyone. I did as much research as I could, and I realized over time, not just from what I learned from other YouTube videos, but also from my own viewers and my own videos, that those are the 3 key elements that you need to focus on. Now, although smartphones are a great way to start off and film your videos, I would still say there's a massive difference when it comes to the quality of the video. So even if you are using your phone, that's fine. If that's all you can afford at the minute, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure your settings are 1080 or 4K. I would highly recommend 4K, but 1080 is fine. Maybe you're not going to have, as much space on your phone. You need to figure out, do you even have enough space to be able to record an entire video on your phone? So there's so many things that you need to think about. And if that's going to be too much hassle, then I would suggest maybe trying to invest in a affordable camera that you can create videos on and not have to worry so much about space, because you can get an SD card separate anyway. But don't just automatically think you can use your phone, because I feel like a lot of people think I'll use my phone and then they forget that actually I don't actually have the space on my phone to be able to even record a whole video. And maybe they would do if they deleted their entire life off of their phone, but who wants to do that, right? Good lighting can make a massive difference to your video. Trust me, I am so OCD about my lighting. Even my husband goes crazy at me because he kind of manages putting together the kind of setup of the video, but I can get really annoying when it comes to lighting. I guess I've been a creative for so long and I've worked on so many kind of shoots and I've learned a lot about lighting and what looks good on camera. And I feel like I know by looking at it, I don't want it to appear too dull. When it's a YouTube video, I want it to be bright, clear. I want there to be good, even lighting. I don't want to have too much of a shadow on one side, That's a personal preference. You might like that because you want more depth, but there are so many different lighting setups that you can do. It can get quite complicated if you delve into it. Like if you start researching YouTube lighting setup, you'll see all sorts of different diagrams about put the light behind you, put it a little bit at an angle, put one light over there. Forget all that when you're first starting out. Don't confuse yourself or stress yourself out about it. You don't have to do that. Literally in this room, I am relying mainly on daylight coming through, and I have one softbox light, which is just to make sure that I've got light coming from this side where there's a wall. So I have light from every other direction other than here, and that's where I put that light so that I can get that extra bit of light there. Plus, it ensures that there's something which is consistent in terms of lighting, because outside sometimes it can be a bit cloudy, so the lighting can go up and down. So if I rely solely on outside daylight, as much as I love daylight, it can be a bit annoying when it's a little bit cloudy. And for example, that is the case today. So I know that my softbox is going to just keep it reliable for me. It really does depend on what your space is like. Where are you going to be filming? Do you have a lot of light, like natural light coming through into the room? If you're going to be facing the window and you've got light coming from every direction, amazing. But obviously you need to check what your weather's going to be like. Like, is it going to be clear tomorrow so I can get as much filming as I can done tomorrow? Is it going to be quite rainy, cloudy and dull? In which case the lighting is going to be so off, because ultimately what you want is all of your videos to look consistent. It's not just about publishing consistently. It's also about the visual effects of your video. Like, visually, do all your videos look consistent? Like with mine, I know that they do look quite consistent. And on this channel in particular, I'm always sitting in the same place, and I myself know that at some point I really want to change it up a little bit. So just to change it up so it's not the boring same old kind of background. I'm still starting out on this channel. This channel is still quite new for me, so I am going to keep it consistent at the moment. If you are in a room where you don't have much daylight, maybe consider investing in a kind of cheap softbox. You can get them off of Amazon. Honestly, they're great. That will do so much for your video in itself. I can't even tell you how important audio is. Crisp and clear audio is so crucial for your viewer, because if they can't hear you properly, or it sounds like very muffly or just off, they're not going to stick around and watch the rest of the video. How annoying is it when you watch something and everything looks great but the audio is so bad? You're just not going to watch it. So that's the case for your viewers. You really need to make sure that your audio is crisp, and that's why it's so important to ensure that all three of those things are prioritized by you. I use this here. This is my, I don't even know what it's called, but I'll put it in the link. I think I have all my equipment kind of listed in my description anyway, but I don't know what this one's called, but it's the Rode mic. And I started with the kind of ones that you clip in, and I liked them. The audio was great, but I do find it was a little bit muffly sometimes if I was moving around. And also I didn't like seeing it. Although now you can see this, and this is way bigger than just having something clipped onto my top. I do feel like this kind of adds to the aesthetic of it all. And with this channel being about kind of starting YouTube channels and growing on these like YouTube channels and entrepreneurship in general and business, I feel like this kind of sits in well. But this is probably my favorite audio equipment piece. My husband, this is where my husband comes in, but this is my favorite one that I've used because the audio is just so crisp, and I record it on my laptop, and then I basically kind of sandwich the audio and the content together on Final Cut, which is what I use to edit. And yeah, you need to make sure that you get something which is obviously within your budget when you're first starting out and does work very well. Don't go for something super cheap, even if you can go for Rode, because Rode in general is probably I would say one of the best when it comes to audio, and then you can kind of like upgrade to another Rode mic within whatever it is that they offer. Optimize like a CEO wizard. So keywords are your channel's magic mix. This is what's going to like help really draw people in, and without them really even knowing. It's not visual. It's just about you putting in special words into your description so that people, when they type something in, it kind of pops up. It really helps your video become noticed. And again, like I said, it's got nothing to do with how it looks or anything. It's that kind of, that's why I said a magic mix. It's just kind of like your secret way of getting people like to even see your thumbnail and decide whether they want to actually click on it. You want to sprinkle these magic words everywhere in your title, in your description, and in your tags when you're uploading a video. So these are like figuring out what words best describe your video. You have to think about the viewer. Put yourself in the viewer's shoes. When they sit down and they type into YouTube what they're looking for, what do you think that person's going to type in order for them to come across a video like yours? Hopefully your video is going to answer a question that they have. And let's just say, for example, your video is how to boil an egg. I'm just keeping it really simple. Let's say someone types in how to boil an egg. Firstly, you want to use every word within that sentence, and that should be added in your keywords. But secondly, you want to add things like hard-boiled egg, soft-boiled egg, how to boil eggs. There are so many different ways that person can write in how to boil an egg. Not everyone is going to use the same phrase as whatever you've used on your title. So think of every way that someone could type that in and use those words in your keywords. SEO is crucial because what it does is it helps your video to stand out in the massive crowd that there already is on YouTube. So it's really about helping you kind of like filter through and push through the crowd and get to the front. Engage like a social butterfly. As a content creator, it's not enough to just upload and hope for the best. You've really got to engage with the people who have decided to follow you. After all, they are the people who have come to your channel and decided they liked what they saw and therefore followed you. It is such a big thing. I feel like this is something that you really need to pay attention to, because especially those first few people that come in, those people helped you get started. And not only that, the people who keep coming in, you want to show them that you're there to actually help. You're not just sitting there thinking, I'm just going to upload whenever. You've got to reply to comments and everything. Now, at the beginning, I used to reply to every single comment of mine. Now, with the other channel, I've reached nearly 500,000 subscribers. So it has become really difficult to respond to every single comment. What I do is every other month, I will sit down and I will read all the comments and I'll heart and like it. So I definitely read them all, but I don't always get the chance to respond. But I will take an hour or so out of my day, again, every couple of months, and just kind of respond to as many as I can within that hour. And then the rest of them are just kind of like hearts and likes. And that's only because there are just too many for me to be able to get through. Like every day, there are hundreds and hundreds of comments coming through. And I'm so thankful that they're coming through. But what I like to do is when I read through those comments, I actually make a note of any questions that they have and then create videos to answer those questions. So that way I am actually addressing their question, but instead of actually responding via a comment, I'm actually creating an entire video to answer their question. And they see that, they know that, and they actually end up commenting later saying, oh my God, I actually asked for this last week. And it makes them so happy. And that makes me so happy, because then I know I've made them happy. Their opinions and their suggestions really do matter, because if they don't like something or they have a suggestion, you really want to kind of jump on board and figure out how can you actually make them happy. It's like having a whole load of people come into your shop. Now, what are you going to do? Just ignore them when they come into the shop? No, you're going to talk to them. You're going to say to them, what would you like to see? Is there anything that you want to kind of see here? Is there anything that you want us to offer? What if they come in and you literally don't talk to them? They're just going to leave, because they're going to be like, why am I here? I know you've put all these things on these shelves, but like, you know, are you not going to put any effort in? Do you not want to like sell anything to me? So you've really got to look at it in that way too, that is your storefront. That's where people are going to come and decide whether they want to stay. And you are the person that matters, not just what you're offering. Embrace the journey. Now, building a YouTube channel does take time and a lot of effort, but honestly, don't get discouraged if you have a slow journey. I would say most people have a slow journey with YouTube. This channel is my second channel, and it's definitely a lot slower than my first channel. My first channel, it just kind of blew up pretty quickly. I'd say like 5 months or so were pretty slow, to be honest, on my beauty channel. And this channel was taking a little bit longer, but then I had transitioned my niche a little bit. So I expected that, because I went from vlogs and now I'm solely focused on business growth and mindset and productivity and like, you know, aspiring YouTubers, because I really wanted to make it more educational. So my vlogs, when I first started doing them on this channel, weren't really helping anyone other than kind of like talking about day-to-day things and what was going on in my day. It wasn't actually helping anyone. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people, because I thought to myself, I'm giving all my knowledge out when it comes to my beauty channel. I'm ticking the box when it comes to that. I'm happy with that. But on this channel, what am I doing it for? Just to put vlogs up? That wasn't doing anything for me. And I don't feel like it was really doing much for anyone else, other than giving people a sneak peek into what my day was like, which, to be honest, sometimes was pretty boring. I really wanted to give them something that I still had to offer. And I thought, what is it that I have? What do I possess as a skill that I can really help someone with? And I thought, right, it's business growth. I am very, very ambitious and kind of don't take no for an answer. I just won't quit. I'm hardworking and I know that. I have belief in myself. Then I thought to myself, how can I help people? I hate it when I see so much potential in someone and I feel like they're not doing anything with it. So I thought, let me start a YouTube channel. Let me transition this channel into that, helping people understand what their potential is and understand that they are capable of creating a business which can generate an amazing income for them and they're still doing what they love. So I thought, let me transition this channel into that. And it's been slow, but ultimately I know that I'm still on that transitional phase of, you know, like pulling people into this, like, it's almost like a new channel again, because I'm now having to like say to people, hey guys, listen, we've changed it over here. You might want to come back in because we're talking about different stuff. So it's going to take time on this channel. And as much as I sometimes have those days where I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's growing, but it's like a little drip effect. And I'm like, I've got to just keep the faith. And I know this is going to work. I know that the knowledge that I have and the information that I'm giving is important and can benefit people and can really help people. Because if I manage to do it, then I can help help someone else to do it. So I know that that time will come, but you've got to stay positive. You've got to stay consistent with it. Like, I haven't stopped. I haven't changed my consistency on here. I'll keep going because I know and I believe that this channel is going to work, and I believe that people are going to find this channel helps them. So you have to feel that about your channel. You have to be passionate enough about it to know that people are going to come to you at some point. You've just got to keep the faith and be consistent. Just remember that every single YouTuber out there started as a beginner. They might have had 200 videos that just didn't work, but then their 201st video made it. You know, people just, for some reason, YouTube kicked in and decided to kind of help you out a bit. So it's going to happen for you, but just stay consistent. Continuously try and improve your videos. Like, every video that you put out there, try and make the next one better than the last. There's something that you need to try and improve. And it's something Mr. Beast spoke about as well, which was in every video that you publish, improve something. At least one thing, improve something from the last video. Something's got to be improved, whether it's what you're delivering, the message that you're delivering, whether it is the quality of the video, whether it is your thumbnail, whether it is the audio, whether it is something you're editing. It's got to be something, but improve something so that you know you are actively doing something to make your videos better. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Grab your phone or your camera, find your niche, and hit record. 2024 is going to be your time to shine. So let me know in the comments box below what your channel is, because I'd love to check it out. And also, if you want any advice on what you should call your channel, let me know in the comments box below. Hopefully the rest of the people who subscribe to me will also help you out. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.